Yo! Video games. All right, so we just saw Shazam. It's been a while since we have spoketh about Moveth. And we're all
We're back, boys.
We're good. No, we're all functioning.
We're back. High five.
Wow, left him hanging. And he dropped the water.
I was worried about the agua.
Yeah.
On the ground. We were lucky enough to see the best DC movie in the past 10 years.
Ooh,
Has it really been that long?
Yeah.
I think it's been that long since the old Batman Nolan stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Jeez.
Probably?
2009,
Yeah, it's been 10 years. Was it Batman 3 in 2009?
Yeah.
And Dark Knight was like 2007-ish, right?
I don't know.
Dude, can we
It's
say
been-
the third,
Begins was
the third
2005.
It's
Batman?
been a decade.
Can we say the third Batman was a good one, or
It was not.
It was a lot better than most of the DC
Stuff,
films.
yeah.
The
That's Batman
Bane
now, obviously.
Batman was not nearly as good as the second one,
No.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was serviceable. And I would
Well,
definitely say that in my
2012
personal
was when
opinion,
the last one came out. So
Okay.
Shazam
79.
was absolutely probably the most enjoyable DC movie of any of them. Although I have not seen Aquaman.
that's the other thing is that
Yeah.
if a movie doesn't look like, I'm not going to force myself to watch a movie if I don't like the way it looks. Kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
well, personally, I love the way Aquaman looked. I thought the action scenes looked like cool in the obviously in the trailers, and that sold me immediately once I saw all the crazy action that he was going through.
Right,
on
yeah,
the
I
surface,
just-
so.
it's like if I'm not going to see a movie, I'm not going to force myself to go to a movie if I'm not interested. And,
Right.
And I don't think we're not interested in talking about a movie if we don't really like it or we're just
Yeah,
kinda
well, that
like,
happened to us with Captain Marvel. Yeah, we could have done a
And-
review on Captain Marvel, but none of us really felt a specific way.
Yeah, it was
I
It's
don't
like,
feel
ah,
one way
it
or
was
the
a
other.
bad- it's like
It
you're
wasn't.
saying.
It wasn't
Yeah.
great. It wasn't terrible. It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Definitely
It would
didn't
be
feel
like-
like talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like there wasn't much discussion.
Yeah, we
It was-
were
it was
planning
okay.
we were planning on actually doing a review for Captain Marvel.
We all went at the
after
same
we
time.
saw it.
In the beginning, we were just
and-
like, hey,
We were just like,
once we saw it, we're like,
Okay.
okay,
it's all right.
it was all right.
that's good.
That was a bit of a review.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
our
our
review.
review.
It was all right.
Two
It had
for
been
one.
4
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
So there you go, 2-for-1 review. There you go.
So yeah, I mean, I'll just start, then I'll go around. I just thought it was a lot of fun. It's nice to have a DC movie that doesn't take itself super fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman took itself seriously. I'd imagine Aquaman was a little bit different, which is why some audiences don't
Yeah,
like
it didn't take
And
itself.
the
It was
Justice League
low-key
movies,
schlock.
Batman versus Superman, all these movies seem like they take themselves super seriously, but they sprinkle bad humor.
Yeah.
Bad
There were
humor.
some genuinely really funny moments in Shazam.
Yeah.
And Shazam is ultimately like DC's Deadpool, at this point where they have their lighthearted superhero movie. Even though
Not like
Deadpool is-
R-rated.
Yeah, not like
Yeah,
R-rated.
Not
Deadpool
R-rated or edgy.
isn't
but-
even
yeah,
like
yeah.
Marvel's. Like
I
I
would-
guess
I would-
I guess the comparison is like Ant-Man,
Nah, I would compare him
Yeah.
to Spider-Man.
sorta.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. What do you think about it, Mike?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there, Max. I hadn't had this much fun with a DC movie in a long time, honestly. It felt like a weight was lifted off their shoulders with this movie.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't have to, I think being standalone, I mean, obviously it has cameos and stuff, but like it being a self-contained story again, not worrying about having to build up to like
Yeah.
something in the DC universe or having to worry to account for all this that happened before it. I think that's where DC's, for me, has always excelled in the past. Just looking like in like anthology style movies.
Sure.
This looks like it can definitely build upon that. It was like good comedy. I love the dynamic between adult Shazam,
Yeah.
Zach Levi's version, and then the kid Shazam.
Yeah.
And then like playing with that dynamic of like a kid trying to be pretending to be an adult. They did that really well.
You almost feel bad for the movie that has to eventually stick itself in between Batman and Superman at some point because they're like they're gonna fucking have to.
Does it?
They're gonna have to, he's gonna have to be jammed in between Flash and Wonder Woman or
Well,
something.
that's like saying Deadpool is gonna have to be like jammed in with like the Marvel universe somewhere later on, and it's like
absolutely gonna fucking.
I don't. He could stay a standalone character for the rest of his days, and I don't think
He
it'll-
could.
Yeah,
He won't.
but he won't. I mean, but I feel like
If he stayed with Fox, he would have been his own thing. But,
right.
But yeah, what'd you think of it, Steve? Overall,
It was dumb fun. It was a big, giant, hokey schlock of fun that I actually ended up enjoying. Why? Because I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect him to get tied up with the Justice League. I didn't expect any major, plot twist that would all of a sudden, dive into anything. Well, I can't say any spoilers, but like for the character himself to be tied in with anything that was super major or anything like that. I literally didn't expect it, and
I find it funny how it is tied into the world, and the world is apparently very marketable. Where there's like toys and merchandise, like in the world, and the kids are wearing like Superman costumes and shirts, and
I would see that because those characters are I mean, if you really go back to the Justice Leagues, those characters are icons amongst the people, so obviously they have merch and stuff like that. So
they're like hailed.
Even the character himself was like trying to get money from doing just little shows and stuff like that. So he was just panhandling himself as well. So I thought it was fun. The fact that the character didn't take it himself that seriously, and he was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get some money and doing dumb stuff. Sure, have fun with it.
It was they definitely ride the fact that it's a kid that has no idea what the hell is going on.
Yeah, or his potential.
And it's definitely. I mean, there's an obvious this is a slight spoiler, but there's a Big reference in the movie, which makes a lot of sense because that's the entire fucking plot of Big. Is a kid in an adult's shoes and doesn't know what the hell to do with responsibility. And that's the entire point of Shazam, is that he has to learn responsibility. What do you think, Kenny?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't like super... It didn't super... maybe I believed in the hype too much, so I was like, oh yeah, but it was good. I think some people were hyping it up a little too much, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed when he was... kind of like the second act when he started becoming Shazam.
Yeah.
And then maybe the final act, like without spoilers, but those are my two favorite acts of the film. But overall, I wasn't blown away. Like, oh my gosh, it's just
it's not a blow you away kind of like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a movie that kind of blows you. Like, what is a superhero movie that blew your ass? Like, blew it out.
Yeah, I'm a superhero. I'm gonna have to go with like Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians was kind of blow your ass. This
and then
was
Thor
great.
3. Thor 3.
I didn't think Thor 3 was...
For me, it was Superman. For me, it was the first, Man of Steel.
Buns of Steel?
Yeah.
Oh, Man of Steel.
Yeah,
wow.
Man of Steel.
It was
because
just
of
cool
the fight
action.
scene. Yes, the
Dude,
fight
that's
scene
like
was godlike.
Richard Donner's Superman for a second.
No, the godlike fight scenes where the character was actually
scenes were awesome,
the character was put to his limits because he was fighting somebody who was his own level.
Yeah, the fight scenes were pretty great.
So, Simmons, what did you think about it?
Well, I was like when the Comic-Con trailer released, I was kind of like with you, like this actually looks like fun.
Yeah.
And I almost there was almost like an anger of myself. I can't believe I'm laughing at this, but it was good.
Yeah.
Because in the first trailer they had the thing, like, yeah, sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then he's like he tries to hit on the girl. Yeah, I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
I'm the same age.
I'm like I'm enjoying this like way too much. And thankfully it wasn't just trailer bait.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it wasn't just like, hey, we put all the
good jokes,
charming, clever moments just
in the trailer.
No, they actually ran with it because
there's some genuinely good moments in this movie with child actors.
Yeah.
Which is shocking, which is difficult.
Yeah, because that was the thing that's been difficult about this movie is that when Shazam started coming back with like Injustice and other stuff, I was like, oh, really, Shazam? Like, this is lame. Because
to be honest, I got like a did anybody else get a Venom vibe from it? Like the way the character didn't understand what was going on with him, and he was just kind of going.
Welcome
with
to every superhero origin story,
right? Like I just
every single
coming to terms with his powers.
Yeah, right. But it's just like a kid.
It was. It did something I didn't think I could do, and that was it made me excited for potential of the series. Just Shazam.
Yeah, just Shazam. Yeah, Shazam. Yeah.
It was like the first time I've ever walked out of a DC film going, oh man, I can't wait to see where they go with this.
Yeah.
This is going to be cool. Like this, I would love to see, maybe they'll bring in like all these other like crazy, like, obscure stuff like magic based.
It's like, I don't know if I want to see this Shazam have conversations with fucking Wonder Woman. And
no, that's right. Yeah. I'm talking
maybe with Flash. I think him and Flash.
Flash was like, with one of the more like charismatic characters.
I mean, just with more like magic based weird stuff that like
because this is essentially like the weird shit that Marvel kind of has with its space magic bullshit.
Yeah.
This is DC stuff where it's like wizardry, like but earth based and reality based.
Yeah, there's a whole element of magic in DC, and it would be cool to see them go forward with it.
Yeah,
maybe bring in stuff like
Dr. Fate,
and Constantine even or something.
But you know what Dr. Fate would do? You just zap you from full screen. the whole time.
One of my greatest
There you go,
disappointments was his character in Injustice 2. It was like all he does is just
coolest looking guy, and he just does this the whole.
I was
fucking,
so.
We're not bitter.
Yeah, no.
You have so much.
I thought when I saw him, I'm like, dude, he's gonna fight like Ermac, dude. Like, lift some
lift
cool
you up,
stuff
and
and
do
do
some combos
cool
or
little
something.
combos and stuff.
We're not bitter.
I'm not bitter at all.
We're not bitter at all.
We love the character.
You don't sound bitter.
Justice 2 is so much fun.
We love the character.
Dude, like totally. I'm gonna derail the fuck out of this.
Oh, jeez.
Imagine how Ed Boon was like every couple of games we'd like to stick to a formula, then we like to change things drastically. What if Injustice 3 was completely fucking different and it was like a crazy actiony, like really in your face insane game, like
what if it was
like
very-
with normal blocking like Injustice 1 and 2 has, but make it like crazy combo heavy. Just fucking hands in, let's go.
No,
Let's
hands
go.
in.
No, hands in.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
change
yeah,
Injustice. All right, sorry. But I mean, I completely agree with you.
That's his dream come true.
Right?
The interest levels in Shazam in comparison to like some of the other lore they're setting up in the
Yeah.
Justice League universe are way better. I don't know how funny or cool fish people were in Aquaman because I didn't see it.
I was not interested in.
I
Did
saw-
you see it?
Yeah,
You guys saw it?
I saw it, and I gotta be honest, like it felt rushed. Like that movie.
Aquaman just felt rushed.
Was
Yes.
it like
super.
3 hours though?
Yeah, the movie was, and majority of it was spent with him trying to dig into his character with the redhead. I forget her friggin' name. It was just like
Very impactful.
And then
I
Black Manta
tried
zaps
hard.
him, right?
Jesus, Black Mantis was so rushed. Like he
Oh.
learned everything he needed to become Black Mantis in a day. Like it was insane. Like how fast he
You're
learned.
selling it hard.
Yeah, it was. And then he had this like
It was Doomsday in.
he had this obsession with Aquaman for no reason. Like they didn't
Oh,
explain why he hated him so much.
So why did the movie make $1 billion?
At the beginning, there was no reason.
They did.
At the beginning,
you're
there was no
really-
reason.
really,
Yes, the beginning.
Really
His
selling
father
me
and
on
him,
this $1 billion
they knew who he
movie
was,
here. Like, I
and
want
they
to watch
hated
it
him,
right now.
and they wanted to take him down.
Yeah, they knew who he
And-
was because he
and they
was
wanted to-
protecting the seas, and they were pirates. And this guy's going around.
Yes, but the amount of grudge that his father had against him was astronomical. It was
So
comical.
they're trying to go for like some Moby Dick shit?
It was forced. It was insanely forced, and it was hard to watch.
Well, the nice thing is that I didn't
convinced.
really feel that a lot of shit was super forced in Shazam. Like the movie, and in terms of like an act structure and where they're going with it, there's a part where like you don't really like Shazam very much, and they do, and I get where they're going with it, and it's just like, is it going to pay off? And it actually does.
And like what you said, the movies are also very light and very dark too.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
Very light and
We
very
can talk
dark.
about that. From the
Yeah.
beginning of the film, it already sets up like, I don't know the tone of this movie. By the end, you get it.
Yeah.
But this is a film that I guess it's rated PG-13. It has to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
has to
there's
be.
no-
There are some
Yeah.
extremely dark
Yeah.
moments that happen throughout the film. They mostly involve the bad guy and doing bad guy stuff. But it also, like, it reminds me of, like, in a way that no other comic book movie I've seen that's PG-13 handles its world kind of the way Shazam does, where everything's sort of extreme. In many ways, like, the bullies are extreme. The orphan kids are extreme orphan kids.
Yeah, that's
It's almost like a RoboCop version of
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
supervillain. I mean,
Yeah.
a superhero
That's
movie.
probably the weakest aspect of the film. It's not terrible or anything. It's just kind of like these characters are, like you said, extreme.
Extremes, like
They're
they
just
take
the-
tropes to like the ultimate level. Like
They
you know.
are very much the defined role of this character, like
Yeah.
shitty dad, shitty mom,
Yes.
shitty bully, shitty.
great parents,
Yeah.
bad parents,
Yeah.
like great kids, bad kids. Like there's no like moral ambiguity, and Shazam is like the only one like as a kid that's like trying to find the moral high ground and figure things out. And
Right.
throughout most of the movie, he doesn't really have it. And he has to discover it. So, I mean, I guess we'll just talk slight spoilers from this point. But, I mean, overall, we all really liked it. I think you should see it.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it.
I'd say it's a rental.
Really?
But I do like it. I do like it, but I think it's a rental.
I would say
Little substitutes.
there is oh god, what was the part I was going to say? There is a couple of parts that are kind of like where they don't really feel like they belong. Like the moments where suddenly like the villain is super villainous. Like he's just like murdering people on screen. There's some like aliens, sort of people getting slaughtered and
Yeah.
killed behind glass. And
Yeah, that was the beginning.
it's like handled in a way that is like it's comedic but like horrible. Like
Yeah.
and I actually really liked the villain of the movie. Like
Yeah.
I thought he was actually like a decent bad guy for the film,
Well,
and he acted it a good job.
Well, the interesting thing is that the movie, you know, we're starting, I guess, spoilers here. the movie starts with the origin of the villain, not the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where you get a little bit of confusion with like what is the tone of this movie.
Yeah.
So he starts with the villain's origins. You get his motivation completely.
Yeah, you understand.
I think I mean I caught onto that as soon as the title said what was it, New York 1974. I was like,
oh yeah, this is too far back.
There's no way this is Shazam.
Oh, it's a 19. I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, at the very beginning, like
I was
when
like,
they said that, I was
this
like, well,
definitely
this ain't any times.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
And I'm like, everyone's being mean to this kid. Oh, they're setting up the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when he didn't look anything like the kid in the trailers, like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes.
villain background.
So that's like that's like the only thing that I was like slightly like, things are like, oh, his dad is just like super dick dad to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like his older brother is a super dick older brother kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's something
That's right, the
I'm
extremes.
curious about, though.
Yeah, extremes.
How you felt about this? Because one thing I did see, the villain's motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously he had like a shitty childhood because of that sequence. For me, I don't think they did enough to show that through his like 30 plus whatever years that he grew up, that like his family still treated him like shit every day.
I agree.
You get to the he gets there and he's
It's
like
nothing changed.
he's just
all of a
like,
sudden.
oh, like,
Yeah.
were you? Was it just that one incident that like he's like still upset about? Did he hold a grudge for 30 years, or did like just a little bit more of like him older, or scene of him like his father saying like you'll never be worthy again? Because that was like the biggest thing,
right.
And what's even funnier about that is that once he killed his once he killed his dad and his son, what was his motivation at that point? He's already done what he needed to do.
Well, yeah, he did what he wanted to do. He was being
done.
controlled.
Yeah.
Like the villain was literally like just a puppet for
the
sins.
Well, like,
Slim
like
Nose
things
and,
told him too, like, hey, they pulled a like a Hercules thing where they're like, hey, if you don't stop this one guy, all the powers you have now are going to go away.
Right, that's true.
It's like, okay, I don't want to lose all
this.
this fucking cool
Like,
shit I have, so I got to get rid of this.
Well, yeah,
guy.
and he said like, hey, you think this wealth makes you powerful? He did the big.
Yeah.
He's like, you think that makes you powerful?
Power.
This is real power right
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
power is power argument.
I thought all the demon shit was kind of neat looking. I kind of
Like,
like,
yeah, they
like
looked
the
cool.
sand.
Their designs,
You know what I
some
was
of them were
thinking?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they reference Mortal Kombat a lot, it was just making me think of a Mortal Kombat movie for some reason.
Yeah, it really did. It felt very MK-ish with a lot of demons flying
The
around.
big thing about this movie, man,
the cave.
the Mortal Kombat references, the Street Fighter references.
references.
Oh my god, I was like, hell yeah, keep
Yeah.
it coming, man.
There's a moment later
Keep it
where
coming.
one of the where let's just say Shazam
Yeah.
shoots a Hadouken and he literally goes Hadouken. I'm like,
I was like, yes,
fuck?
give me more of that.
That
was
I
really
want
funny.
it.
There's that.
Yeah.
There's multiple MK. There was a Watch Dogs reference.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Wow.
there's a lot of
Watch
video
Dogs
game
references.
references.
Jesus, man.
Been there.
But yeah, I don't know, but like when I saw the cave stuff and those creatures, I'm like, man, that'd be cool to do this in Mortal Kombat.
would be kind
Well, you're about to get
Man.
practically a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat movie. Yeah,
It'll-
which is good.
The last thing I was about the villain though, real quick, is the his motivation thing. The scene of him like when he came back to reality after being denied, like he was like ripped away.
Yeah.
From, I don't know, this might be too nerdy. The Star Trek Generations, the first Next Generation movie, that was the whole reason the villain wanted to do what he did in this movie. He was like in nirvana, essentially, like endless, like eternal, like whatever you want. And they beamed him away. And he's like, he describes it as he was like, I wasn't beamed away. It was like being ripped out, torn out. And I would do anything to get back there. Like, I could buy that, where he's just like, he saw something he just dreamed of as a kid, like ultimate power, being somebody.
I think that's what they wanted to go for, but it was like, the thing was
like,
he didn't get that much
that's
time.
too nerdy.
yeah.
Too nerdy. Damn.
He didn't
It's like,
get
well, they
that
had
much
a thing where he was working on
Mortal
like
Kombat references were
Yeah, well, yeah, sit right there. Oh, man.
Well, they had a thing where he was working for some sort of like science-based thing
Yeah.
where they were all talking about people who had had the same experience he had had. So the thing was like he was trying to get back to that. He wanted to get that glowing orb.
Oh, yeah.
But like it was kind of just real quick.
Yeah, he wanted to make the other decision.
The moment like you have your your setup origin, and then it goes to like title. Then when we cut back to the villain, it's cutting back to the moment he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
Like there was no moment of like him building up to all of a sudden getting, his power. It just went from like, here's his shitty childhood. I'm not going to talk about him for a while. We're going to go back to the main character now. And then it's like the next time we see him, it's him getting his power immediately. So
it's funny that
there wasn't a build up to the villain getting his power.
It's funny
like,
that even though the movie obviously has these issues and like obviously isn't perfect, it's still really fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
And way better than any of the other modern DC movies.
You want to know why? It's because you don't take those plot holes serious. You don't
that's because it's not a plot hole. It's just like there's no plot holes. They're just it's just structure. Like it's just like we're bouncing around for like there was a lot of villain in the first like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, even more than than Shazam stuff. And
Yeah.
it wasn't even that bad. It's just that it was definitely interestingly structured that they had to have these villain beats. And if we didn't visit them early, where the fuck are we gonna put them in? Where are they gonna go? So it's like it's not specifically bad, it's just odd. But even even with these like kind of cumbersome things, that I still recommend you go see the movie because it's just a good time.
And they kept the villain like completely under wraps from the trailers and stuff too.
Yeah, you really don't need to see much about him.
You don't even know who he is.
Which is
you see one shot.
Which is why I was anticipating another villain that was kind of being rumored around, which would have been Black Adam.
Oh, okay.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a nerd.
Oh,
that's too nerdy.
Well, Steve really knows about Shazam.
I'm an expert.
We're in the spoiler section. Like when Mr. Mind came out, Steve was like, "Oh,
yeah, he was.
He got really hyped when Mr. Mind came out.
When Mr. Mind came up, Steve went Shazam.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the lightning bolt to hit me, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
But yeah, the Seven Deadly Sins was kind of they had a cool design. I liked them.
Yeah.
A lot of them had a very Ghostbuster-y, weird, like...
Yeah, one straight looked like Gargos from KI.
Yeah, and then there was one that was like, it was just Gargos.
Just Gargos.
The ghost guys.
There's one that's like an overseer that just crosses his arms just like Gargos.
He stands there like that the whole time. He's got
the same horns, the same wings, the same body structure. He just looks like Gargos from modern day KI.
So I'm like, okay, is this like a game? Because there's multiple game.
A lot of video game references.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Gargos is just standing there the whole time, and Gargos is, and then there's another moment where fucking like Kremlings show up in the movie.
Yeah, there's a straight like weird.
The monster.
They look like Kremlings.
Weird
just
crocodile.
like
It's just like Kremlings from Donkey Kong.
Apparently, it's a reference to some monster gang or something that is a Shazam concept.
I'm sure it is, but they looked like
they did. They're like Gremlins in suits that just like get up.
You got super excited when you first saw those Gremlin guys, right? Because you knew about them.
Gremlins?
Yeah, you're a super.
Gremlins were in there. What?
Yeah. You love
Gremlins.
Yeah,
We're not Gremlins.
I said Gremlins.
We didn't say Gremlins. We're not nerds.
Oh wow. I mean, Gremlins is for cool people. So I mean, jeez. Everybody knows Gremlins.
So we liked it. We all had fun.
Yeah, I think my favorite parts were him coming of age and learning his powers and so forth like that.
It was fun to see a moment where there's just like a superhero just dicking around with his powers.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, hey, what happens if I just go like bink to like a big old like oil drum?
It kind of had a Wreck-It Ralph 2 moment where it was him going on the internet and everybody discovering him and like, oh shit, he's doing something new. Let's get some more fucking parts. He's gonna get some more subscribers.
I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying it's
I'm like, you're telling me it's just like this.
It's like
there was an internet popularity thing that kind of happened.
But if it was
it was very subtle. It was done well. It wasn't the premise of the movie.
Superheroes are real and things like that, and all of a sudden there's new guys doing all this crazy shit.
Of course.
People would absolutely be like recording it. And they show them too, like people are constantly like doing the recording shit in their phone.
I think my favorite part was when they all figured out that they can all become superheroes at random when they just so they became
Shazam family.
Yeah, it became like a.
Oh, it wasn't random. I was kind of like halfway expecting it.
You were expecting it once they introduced it.
Well, because they kept doing this thing, hold the devil and stuff. I'm like, he's gonna do that fucking family thing, and he's. And
I had no idea
they're all going to become the Shazam family.
So do they keep their powers?
Yeah. I thought he split his powers with them, but then when he flew away and you guys started getting chased,
staff does. You just say the name and touch the shit.
That's crazy. I was like, because I thought you had to get the powers from the old man who died.
Well, I mean, he like pretty much gave everyone that in his immediate foster family powers.
Because he's holding onto the powers of the 5 who are all the other.
The others who had passed away. So.
And then literally destroyed any chance of anyone in the future ever getting Shazam powers.
Yeah, so now no one will be saved
according to the movie, which is interesting. That's good.
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason the villain's motivation is to get the Jism power,
right? Because he wanted.
Yeah, and his thing is just like his thing is not like I don't want. Actually, we don't really know what we actually don't know what his motivation was after he got his revenge because they literally just said, "Hey, this guy's gonna take you down if you don't kill him."
They were,
sure, but we don't know what.
Yeah,
anything
after he
else.
had gotten his powers
I
from
guess there was,
Shazam,
like,
what was he going to do?
deadly
He's a
sins.
god.
There was like
He's
some
gonna
line
run around and run
about
amok.
causing disorder amongst humanity or something.
Right,
I
right.
guess so. I'm like,
But
that
that
was
was
fine.
That was the motivation of the first Shazam.
All it literally was that moment in the board meeting room where
Yeah.
they were like, "There's a greater power that can stop
Yeah.
us." But
Right,
we can
right,
have it or
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of interesting because the villain's goal is just survival.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't want to be taken out.
Yeah, that's true.
So instead of being like I'm trying to take over anything, he's just like, no, this guy, I need to make
need
sure
to
I'm
eliminate-
the
But
one
it's
that's
kind of
right.
it's kind of like what Max said. They were controlling him at that point.
sure.
They
I
were
know
doing
that, but it's
whatever.
just, the point is like the villain was not. It was not about the villain gaining something. It was all
Yeah,
about
you really don't
the villain
know
just
about.
did not want to not stop.
All you
being
know
a
is that
villain.
the sins
True.
are bad and they murdered a lot of people in the past, but and they've been locked away. So it's just like you don't really get where they're going now, other than the fact that they're just going to kill a whole bunch more
It's
fucking
video
Yeah,
people.
people. Yeah,
shit.
they're gonna
Yeah.
just fuck shit up.
Yeah, and like, you know,
They're
like,
just gonna run
oh,
amok. But that's what they are.
Those sins will spread all over the world, but
Yeah.
I didn't see them
You're
spreading.
gonna go into
I
seven
thought, like,
dungeons.
I
There's
honestly
the
thought
seven
they were gonna,
deadly
like,
sins.
touch some
That's
people.
That's
I
the
thought-
whole
yeah.
point of it. Is that they want to destroy shit. Like that's the whole.
Yeah, they
fun
want
of
to
it.
cause like discord
Yeah.
and chaos and whatever, which is fine. Whatever. It's just
Well, I mean, I guess it comes down, which they didn't really dive into too much, but I guess it comes down to the first Shazam that opened them up in the first place.
Yeah.
What was his motivation? Why would he do that? You know what I mean?
He
Yeah,
but he
wanted
doesn't-
revenge on, but they didn't explain.
yeah.
who
They
he wanted
kind of just said
revenge
like he
against.
wanted like he wanted
That's
that-
right.
Yeah,
They
he
did
used
say that
his
he
power
wanted
for revenge,
revenge.
and that gave the birth to the seven
This is
deadly sins. to
and
come
they
into the
didn't
world.
really, and they didn't really dive into that.
And
so-
again, you could link this with other cool shit like Zatanna,
Hmm.
and again Dr. Fate, Constantine, stuff like that. There's a lot of like cool magic based shit. That
I
you go
remember
into.
the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie being pretty good.
Oh yeah, I actually
I
remember that.
remember
Yeah,
it being
yeah,
Was it?
yeah. I
So
actually enjoyed
I
it.
saw it once a long time ago.
Long time ago.
I
in
saw it.
theaters.
I saw it in theaters. That was the last
Is
time
that the
I
one
saw
with the
it.
replacer? Like, he was cool.
Yeah, Keanu.
All I know is after
Yeah,
that he becomes
Keanu.
John Wick.
Yeah.
He retires and becomes John Wick.
And you know, it's funny. He actually said in an interview that he would be more than willing to reprise
Reprise
his
the
role.
role.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So
I remember that movie not.
And you know he
being-
doesn't age,
Maybe.
so-
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
It's
This
been
guy
a
is a
long.
vampire.
It's been a long goddamn time. I don't even know when that.
Oh,
movie
yeah,
came out,
that
but I
movie
don't
was
think
out.
I would mind.
it came
Seeing it
out
again.
during an age where superhero movies weren't being noticed.
It was when shit like Catwoman was out.
Yeah.
Was it early 2000s then?
It was.
Yeah,
It was definitely in the early 2000s.
It was after the
like
fucking
X-Men had already happened, but like
Yeah.
Batman
Yes.
had fallen out.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
DC was
yeah.
trying to like find some
Fine,
shit,
yeah,
and,
some stuff like-
like Batman Begins was not a thing yet.
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
was way,
Was like
way before
Blade
Batman
their
Begins,
last
way
best
before
It was
Batman.
way before the Nolan era of
Yeah.
DC.
It was like right before, actually. I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
Either way, Shazam was okay. Some of us liked it more than others.
Yeah.
I think it's actually worth seeing in theaters because it's just a good time.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a different
It's
polar opposite experience
Yeah,
where
and-
I could be fucking doing laundry watching Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. I mean, it only had one cameo, which was not even Superman, but his chest.
it was Superman's stunt double.
Right? Like, it was literally just that after all the references and stuff like that, it only had one cameo.
Well, to be honest, Superman ain't Superman no more.
Right. So, are they going to just, what's
It's
going
almost
on?
like DC's in disarray, and then they have this pretty good movie.
Yeah, we don't have a Batman.
They don't have a Batman or
and
Superman.
He lost Flash too.
They don't.
They lost the Flash,
Yeah,
the
it's
actor?
really-
They
is
don't.
out,
They,
yeah.
they don't have. They don't have
Get the
Batman. They don't have a Flash. They don't have a Superman. But they have an
Wonder Woman?
Aquaman that made $1 billion and a Wonder
Wonder
Woman that
Woman,
made
yeah,
like $1
this.
billion.
And they're already working on
and
Wonder
probably
Woman,
a Shazam that's going to do
Wonder Woman
probably
84 is
okay.
the next one.
Ah.
So hopefully it's more full theaters than what we
Yeah,
are.
yeah, we
Yeah.
went to a kind of an empty theater, but it's getting really good reviews. Like
Well,
this is
'cause
at
you
like
went to the
90.
latest show.
Yeah, it's good.
It's at like
We got-
92%
yeah, we did a
on
late show
Tomatoes
as
right
well,
now.
yeah.
So I think that'll help because it
Yeah,
genuinely is good.
It's really
How did
good.
they lose the
I think
Flash? What the
it-
fuck?
He backed out.
Yeah,
They
he-
didn't.
You
kick
think
him out.
you
He
think those
said
guys
no.
wanted to stay around for that
Wow.
fucking dumpster fire after
Yeah.
Justice League and Batman?
Batman,
versus Superman?
right, right.
Probably not, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
the story goes that he wanted to do Flashpoint Paradox, and then they're like, "No, we're not doing.
Oh yeah.
we're not doing Dark."
Oh,
Knight."
and
He
that's what he
had
said.
he had
He
one
wanted
of
his own. He wanted
he had one of his
standalone.
colleagues write the
We're-
script and they presented
even
it and they
necessarily
said no to
standalone,
the
yeah.
script and he's like, well, I'm
I'm
out.
They're
out.
just like, he wanted to do Flashpoint, and they're like, "No, we're not doing Dark anymore." So.
He's gonna go back to playing younger Voldemort.
But yeah, no, like, it had
The other
this
two actors
movie had
backed
the
out
one
too.
thing.
Ben Affleck backed out, and so did what's his name?
Yeah, Henry
Henry
Cavill. They're all
Cavill,
out.
yeah.
So
'Cause
literally
he's
all
the
three.
Witcher
Well,
now.
that's going to be a reboot then.
Yeah.
All three of them backed
Yeah,
out.
they're all gone. But
I
That's a
say
reboot.
do it.
you know what though? It was nice. It was nice to have a moment where it's like when the kid goes off to be a superhero at the end of the third act. It's like you give a shit.
Yeah, you actually
Like when he does
was
this big old, like, I'm
actually-
gonna go save the day. Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
It was
Shazam.
nice actually caring about characters in a DC movie in any way.
Yeah, like that's
Like, I
that's what
actually want him
Yeah.
to save the family. I actually want him to rise up and understand that I can't
Yeah.
be a dickhead
That's
and a
very
loner
true,
the whole
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
like
go.
that.
I'm gonna go
Like-
do the right thing.
The dynamic between just like the family itself felt better than any of the like character dynamics they've tried
And
to
that
do in
is
the
a
last,
lot
like,
to the little
few
girl.
movies. Yeah.
The little girl that just wanted a brother.
Yeah.
Like she did the best part.
Suicide Squad. Oh God. Awful dynamic.
I couldn't even. I saw one scene of Suicide Squad on YouTube. I will
Suicide.
never watch that fucking movie.
Suck.
I cannot.
Hey, you know, there is one DC movie that I actually am kind of looking forward to, and that might be the Joker one. Does anybody see the?
Yeah,
saw it,
it's standalone. It's not connected.
Yeah, I know, and that's fine. That's totally fine. That's totally
It's totally
fine.
fine. In fact, I think it's fine if they're more like that.
I'm almost,
Yeah,
I'm
I agree.
almost worried if it's a little too dark.
Yeah,
The
Like
Joker.
I
Joker one,
almost,
yeah,
I
yeah.
almost
I
worried
think it
if
is.
it's
I think because dude, knowing
Taxi driver with
Taxi Driver?
almost, yeah.
Well, knowing the actor and like his role,
And
in his
exactly,
movies,
it's like-
maybe,
well, yeah, he's very intense. That actor's
like
very
her
intense.
is just depressing.
And
So
yeah,
imagine he's just gonna like this movie's gonna like depress you.
but
and
it's
dark
not. It's really not him. Like it's the performance and of the
Yeah.
director, and it comes out in editing.
Yeah,
I'm almost like the trailer makes it seem so like this is going to be like a weird movie.
Yes,
I'm
it
worried
is.
it might be kind of like
Too much.
boring. Like you come across where it doesn't have like the beats of like a comic book movie,
Of
which
course.
Nolan did understand, even though he was going for much darker shit.
Yeah.
He was hitting those comic booky ass comic book beats, you know, where characters
Mhm.
have all this conflict and all this stuff. Who's Joker's big conflict going to be in that film? Like if it's just Joker with
Society.
Batman.
Society.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm concerned
Yeah.
about. Is like Joker and Batman kind of feed the fuck off each
Yeah.
other.
The
So I'm
thing-
like, that's
you
what
know
I'm kind of worried
He-
about.
like,
The thing
well,
that's
man.
going to make or break Joker is because it's already like thematically, not visually, but thematically, it's
Visually, it just looks amazing. Yeah,
It's thematically, it's taking from Killing Joke. What's going to make or break it is if the point comes down to Joker's his thing in Killing Joke is he went insane because he had just one too many bad days.
yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
life
yeah.
screwed him over too much. The point of Killing Joke was how he tried to bring Gordon down to his level, but no matter how much he tortured and tried to mind fuck Gordon, he was still as sane as he ever was. And Batman has a great line where he's like, maybe it was just you.
yeah.
You know, that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
is Joker going to be a film that's just like, yeah, like a poor
So-
guy? You know, the idea is that, like, because that's the word about it.
Because
It's like,
Killing Joke is about breaking Barbara's back, right?
oh, yeah, he does it to go, it's for Gordon.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he paralyzes
him up.
her to try to fuck, like,
Oh,
up
for Gordon's
Jim
mind,
Gordon,
yeah.
make
Right,
him
right.
lose his mind.
Yeah,
Because he's like the big honest cop, and Joker's
because he just
whole
wants to
thing-
break him.
He wants to break. He wants to prove that anyone can be
Corruptible.
Yeah, which
So
is
that's
the premise of.
that's what I think with
And
Joker's
that
like.
is going to be hard to fit into like an origin story when the Joker is essentially becoming corrupted. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're
it's like,
bringing
are
the corruption
you-
to that character. So
it
how does that
depends-
character
yeah.
try to force that onto other people?
maybe not in
how
one
are you
movie.
gonna build a story upon
It
that?
depends on whether or not if they're glorifying the fact, you know, oh, this poor man, you know, are they glorifying his rise to insanity, or are they just kind of saying like, wow, this is just
A
it's
sad
just
story
a
about
sad story,
Right, you sympathize with them. at that certain
you
point.
probably
They're
probably
definitely
shouldn't.
you probably shouldn't because he ends up being like a mass murdering psychopath.
Of course.
Yeah,
But it really depends on like how they fucking handle it. Like it's
Yeah.
tough. That's what I mean is that the Joker works because he has a parallel to Batman. That Joker
Mm-hmm.
needs like a Batman to riff on all of his crazy bullshit because you're not rooting for the Joker. You're rooting for Batman to stop the Joker.
Right,
But
right.
you almost like seeing the Joker be a crazy shitter.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But if he's just a crazy shitter without like, you know, a big thing to stop him, except just like society to stop him or cops to stop
I
him.
think that movie will have to come down to who is the good guy stopping this guy.
Right.
Are they going to
That's
try to
exactly
make?
what I mean.
Are they going to try to make Joker the good guy?
Well, they're gonna make him.
Is
They're,
Gordon
they're
even going to be in
Yeah.
that one?
like
what?
Is Gordon going to be in this one?
Well, I would assume so because from the trailer, and if you guys really paid attention to the trailer,
Okay.
the part where he he
Yeah.
was like that, he does that to a little kid.
Well,
People were hinting
I
that
know
the kid
it's
was
Bruce Wayne.
yeah. people
Yeah,
were
I
hinting
know
that
the
the kid's
deep
Bruce Wayne.
spoilers of that movie. They're not really very good.
Right.
I think maybe I guess we'll see how they handle it. But I'm like, some of the stuff is like, oh, that's really dumb. But I won't go into like spoilers from a movie that's not even out yet.
Yeah.
But no. So as far as Shazam goes, like I like the fact that I felt good when he went to go save his family and all that shit, and that was fun and I enjoyed it. This is the problem I had with Man of Steel. It's like Man of Steel had better fight scenes, sure, but I didn't give a shit what happened.
It was just seeing how
to him or any of the three people he was
Man
fighting.
of Steel
like,
was just like, I wonder how many buildings they're gonna be thrown through. Like there was that interest. It was just like, man, they're really tossing each other around like a lot.
Yeah.
Here's a shot of 7-Eleven.
And there was a little bit of that in this movie as well. There was a pretty decent fight scene.
And it was okay. It wasn't as good as Man of Steel.
Right.
Right or anything.
To be honest, I as much fun as I did with this movie, I did feel like there was something missing. And my thing was that I was hoping to see. Yeah, well, not just that, but just a hint of Black Adam, and
you just got a crush on Dwayne The Rock Johnson
because he's a perfect fit for Black Adam.
He is Black Adam, and he was the executive producer on this movie.
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. I guess
the movie was missing Deadshot. Is that his name?
And from DC,
yeah. The movie was missing Deadshot on a yacht.
Yeah.
Cosplay. The movie was missing cosplay Deadshot on a yacht.
Deadshot on a yacht talking to Luther.
Oh my God.
Talking to Luther, yeah.
Deathstroke or Deadshot?
No, Deadshot.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
because Deathstroke is another sharpshooter that.
Who's the guy at the end of
That's Deathstroke.
Deathstroke's at the end of Justice
League.
Deadshot was Will Smith. Which one are you talking about?
I definitely mean Deathstroke.
Okay,
because they're
I was thinking about what you were saying,
similar,
and I'm like, I think he's
always
talking about
getting them mixed up. I do mean Deathstroke, cosplay Deathstroke.
Okay, cosplay Deathstroke on the yacht at the end. They filmed it in the yacht of San Diego Bay at Comic-Con. They just filmed it real quick. They're like,
there's some guy.
You're a good cosplay. Get on the boat. We're filming something for Justice League.
Your hair. You're gonna be old.
You want to be in a movie? You want to make money?
Yeah.
There you go.
As far as the casting is concerned, I thought the casting was great. I didn't expect to see Megan Good on there, but outside of that,
that's the thing that Max was saying too is really true. Like the kid actors were all really good.
Oh yeah.
I felt bad for the Spanish Cartman. He had like no lines. He had like 3 lines in the movie.
He'll be fine.
He had a pretty important line.
He had a good moment.
He had a good moment. I just felt kind of bad for the actors. I'm like,
it was a good moment.
He's like not getting any lines, and I'm like,
well, people are running away with his line after they go to the strip club, his kid, and they come out of it, and he goes, "That didn't really do anything for me." So people are like, they're confirming, and they get, maybe Zach Levi said something like, "Oh yeah, he's he's
I
gay."
didn't know that. I was just thinking the whole time, like, he's not getting anywhere near as much money as the other kids.
Oh, probably
who are getting all kinds, because that's how like money gets divvied out, like by how many lines you have. And he had like,
I like how
his transformation was awesome.
So I felt a little bad, and then he had a cool transformation. They gave him, he had, like Mike said, he had an important part.
Yeah.
And all that. But yeah, all those kids were good actors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then there were adult versions of them acting like kids were really good, too.
That was the other thing.
Megan did a great job. I think Megan did a great job of being a little girl, because she had to be the youngest. So she played her part very well.
Yeah, because obviously, Zachary Lee,
the girl you have a crush on.
Levi or Levi, whatever.
Like all you did was talk about her the entire time. It was actually kind of sad.
He put in the shoes of I'm an adult or a kid in an adult's body really well. So did the other guys.
Yeah.
Who showed up at the end.
They
actually did a really good job of being kids.
Yeah.
With way too much power too. So
that's what happens when you're an actor. You gotta play your part. These guys did their job. If you really
think about it, it's very easy to fuck up. Because look how many times DC has fucked up everything. Like so many characters are just like, look at Luther, for fuck's sake. Like,
who the fuck cast that guy? What the fuck was that about? God.
There's some granny's apple
Same
pie.
guy that thinks Batman has to kill everybody.
And should have been raped in prison. That is an actual quote from him.
I didn't actually see the thing.
Oh, yeah, you should dig up that Zack Snyder quote when he was making Watchmen. And they're like, what about other traditions? And he basically was poo-pooing, PG-13 films, saying I couldn't do a superhero film like that. Like, you want to be a hardcore? Batman should have gone in prison and been raped. That's what my Batman origin would have been. He literally said that. That's Zack Snyder, everybody.
All right. Wow,
and then cuts to Zack Snyder emulating the Superman neck break.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
He's so into it. But
make it convincing.
It's okay now. He's off the DC. He's making a film about zombies that have in Vegas, where Vegas is quarantined, but the zombies are all male. And they rape females to create zombie offspring. And I shit you not, this is the fucking movie he's making right now. He is a wonderful director. He really knows how to pick them.
I didn't even know about that.
Right.
Oh yeah, look into his zombie flick he's making right now.
You just painted a picture in my head.
I don't want to look at that.
I would prefer not to have the FBI ding my.
I'm just going to skip over that.
Yeah.
So how about I'm just
we'll just edit that out. We'll edit that part out so that no one will get. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Zack Snyder, everybody.
Wow.
Talk about one thing I wish I didn't know.
Right, jeez.
In my order, yeah.
And now
Okay,
I'm gonna think
though,
about
the
that for
DC
the
universe-
rest of the night.
You know what though? Like when they ended that origin and went to title, it was almost like coming out of the fog of that bleak ass DC universe he was trying to build so hard.
And maybe this is a you know, like a resurgence of DC movies actually starting to get better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
looks
maybe
like
it's like what they should have done from the start and not try to like rush into Justice League right away and just sort of
exactly.
Well,
they
Yeah,
were
they-
trying to compete so
100%
hard
yes,
with
yes.
fucking Marvel. They said, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, Marvel's doing
They
so
saw-
much.
they
We
saw
need a
the
Justice
Avengers.
League right now."
So
And it's
bad.
like, guys, you haven't even built any of your characters. Why are they here?
I mean,
Nobody's here. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
they're not the only ones that fail recently either. The whole Dark Universe stuff with like Universal as well, the monster
Oh god,
stuff.
yeah, that was
Like
one
everyone
fun.
was rushing
Yeah.
to it, and it's been like a failure.
Behold
But
the
like,
beginning of a dark
but
universe.
DC
Yeah.
still has a path to like making it work someday.
Yeah, someday, and they're on their way now.
They got Aquaman. They've got this. They have the Wonder Woman reboot. Apparently, it's a reboot. And then
Really?
they got Suicide
We don't
Squad.
really know because they seem very coy
I think they're
about
being
it.
coy about it, but then they
Huh.
said also the new Suicide Squad from James Gunn is also going to be a reboot.
So wait, James
Yeah.
Gunn is now doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's finishing
Free?
up.
No,
he's finishing. He is
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
do
he's
Guardians.
doing
He's
it.
finishing up
Suicide
Suicide Squad reboot.
and then he's going to
first.
come back to
Then
Guardians.
he's going back to Guardians,
Wow.
and then we don't. That's probably
That's the
it.
best of
He's
both
probably
worlds.
I was
done
gonna
after
say,
Guardians.
Disney initially said, "No, you're not doing it. I don't care how many people support you." And then they flip flopped and said, "Okay, look."
Yeah,
They probably found
almost
out
like
Warner
everything
Brothers is
can
going to
be
scoop
changed.
them up.
they
Yeah.
couldn't get another director
It's
to
almost
do
like
that film.
it was almost like we have this moral high ground, but money is really nice.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm actually excited for his.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I
I think he got a bad rap.
Despite of his
Couple
bad
bad
taste,
tweets.
It was a bad
despite of his
decision
bad
on Everett's
taste a
part.
decade
Yeah, right.
ago,
They just stuck to their girl like, no,
I really
like, no, guys, come on.
yeah, like that, and the whole way it happened was total horseshit. Like
Yeah.
people were literally out to get him to paint him in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know what though? There's a weird history with me and James Gunn because I didn't know this till way later. He did the live action Scooby Doo movie, which I thought was the worst film I'd ever fucking seen. And then I found out, wait, he did that? The guy who did Guardians made that awful Scooby Doo film? And then I found out it was an R-rated film. It was an R-rated teen comedy romp originally, and they actually filmed most of it. And then Scooby Doo got some resurgence in popularity with kids, so they went, oh shit, no, remake the whole film as PG. And so they did. And I was like, now I really want to see the James
Yeah.
Gunn R-rated cut of Scooby-Doo. It's probably fucking hilarious, but
I don't think Scooby Doo needs to be R-rated though. I'm sorry.
well, it was kind of like he had been so far out of like
it
public
probably would have been
consciousness
better
that
than
it
the
was
Zack
like,
Snyder Scooby Doo movie. Where
well, yeah, but I mean, like it
No.
probably would have been entertaining. I don't know if you
Was
saw
it?
the live action Scooby-Doo. It was about as entertaining as watching paint dry, but
yeah, right. Jeez.
yeah, no, I'm excited to see his Suicide Squad. He's using really fucking weird, obscure characters for his movie, like
Idris
like
Elba
Quilt Man.
being
Like you think
Deadshot.
Mr. Mind was weird? Quilt Man is in his Suicide Squad.
Wow.
Will Smith backed out.
They didn't want to bring back Will Smith.
oh no, it was scheduling
no, sorry.
conflicts. Scheduling
Well, they
conflicts.
said that, but Aladdin's done, and he's not working on anything else.
Yeah.
So I think they were being kind and saying
Yeah,
there's a conflict.
yeah, that was,
Was
like
he
a very.
bad?
That was a very. No, he was fine.
I thought he was
I mean-
fine in the movie.
I mean, but like,
He was
I,
like
don't think they want anyone back from that except for
They want to distance themselves
Sells from the original.
What's her
Yeah.
face? Harley Quinn's
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Thank you.
Doing a
Yeah,
She's
very,
the only
And I
one they
think
want.
very
Captain
small
Boomerang.
role, though. Apparently,
Who?
I think Captain
Harley
Boomerang.
Quinn. She has a very small role in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Like she's like a cameo.
Really,
Really?
Harley Quinn is not going to be the main focus.
Oh,
That's gonna be
Interesting.
wow.
Good. No,
well,
that's
because
gonna
she's
be-
in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, she's in Birds of
Yeah.
Prey.
It'll be interesting to see if that's a continuation of
Birds of
old
Prey
Suicide
is-
Squad or something
Yeah.
separate.
Birds of
Yeah.
Prey supposed to be Harley Quinn and
Huntress
and
Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
I think Ivy's in it. I think it's Huntress, Ivy, Poison, maybe Canary. As
I
well.
only know this because it was the name of one of the Batman animated series episodes.
Yeah.
I think it was the one where Harley and Poison Ivy.
You're thinking of
Run 'em
Harley
up.
and Harley and Ivy.
Yeah,
Run 'em
where they
up, yeah,
fuck over
run 'em
those
up.
guys in that fucking car.
Yeah.
She like blows a hole in their cars and
Yeah.
shit.
She had a
It's a great
bazooka.
moment.
She brought up a bazooka, fired the thing, blew up the fucking
Yeah.
car.
The guys are all hitting on him, and she like,
You know
And
what?
the female cop busts him at the end. It was so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm
She's
glad
like,
we're
yeah.
at this point now, but it's like I don't know if it was you or Kenny, one of you two said when we were getting your KI cabinet,
Mhm.
you made this amazing point of why don't they just hire the animated series writers to write.
I said that.
Yeah, why don't they just hire them to write and storyboard the movie and then have someone else come in and direct?
Like, it's not that fucking hard.
I'm like, wow, that's so genius.
Like, those guys did such a great job.
They won't fucking do it.
Like, the people that made the animated series, the original Batman animated series, the ones that made the Batman Beyond, and also the Justice League.
Superman animated series.
Those guys are great writers. Like, they're fucking amazing writers. Just use that.
They're all nerds, too. They all really love
because they know their shit, for crying out. Like, come on.
They could totally do it with, because Michael Keaton expressed interest to come back for a Batman Beyond film.
Oh my god.
He said if they make him old Batman, he would do it. Yeah, see, there you go. Like, come on, DC, make it happen.
Dude, DC wants some money. You want to make some people happy?
Michael Keaton to play, like,
wow! Batman.
Holy shit!
Be Bruce Wayne.
That would be if they make a Batman Beyond movie where
gets to be like asshole Batman.
The Batman isn't the Batman from Batman Begins or Batman vs Superman. It's actually the Batman from the 80s and 90s Batman movies. It's Batman from Batman and Batman Returns.
It could work.
You know what's so funny?
Shit.
You know what's so funny? But then you would need what's his name to direct it again? Because
you don't need Tim Burton to direct
Tim Burton.
shit.
No, you can have someone else do it.
Not
because
anymore.
I swear to God, Michael Keaton was a fucking comedic actor.
Oh yeah,
at the time.
And Tim Burton was a young genius at the time.
Yeah,
who has been very much changed by the industry.
I swear, I flipped my shit when I said Michael Keaton as Batman is fucking terrible.
Everybody's
like, right?
There was no internet to pop
Burton's on autopilot right now. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Tim is like
he's doing whatever the
fuck.
Yeah,
he's made some of my favorite movies of all time. Like Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice and Batman. And a lot of that shit, but. It's been a very different story for the past decade and a half.
Too, because like old Gotham was like this such a
he's like Adam Sandler directors now.
And Batman Beyond it's just a big jerk off to Akira. That's all Batman Beyond is.
Really, yeah.
So you could have it where it's like, oh, it's old man Bruce, but it's in this weird futuristic city. And you're like, well, that doesn't seem realistic. Well, it's based on the 89 universe, and it's not supposed to be realistic.
Yeah, and the 89 universe was like hyper real and crazy, like practically RoboCop in many ways.
Yeah.
You know?
With like crazy weird statues and gargoyles everywhere and stuff.
God damn, Michael Keaton is
Batman. That would be the sickest shit if it actually is that universe where he talks about Jack Nicholson as the Joker and shit. Wow, dude, that would be fucking nutty.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about a future that would be amazing.
What movie did we see again?
Shazam is pretty good, according to most of us.
I like a lot. As far as, I gotta ask for the people who saw Aquaman and stuff.
That's Aquaman.
Between Aquaman, Shazam, I guess, is there any other good DC films to even call?
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman was pretty...
Sure.
It was okay.
Okay, yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh my
God.
What's
the best? What's the best of the DC films? Right?
Shazam by a lot. Like, there's not even...
For me,
of all
DCEU,
what's the best DCEU movie right now? I say Shazam.
Oh, DCEU, so not Nolan.
Everything Man of Steel up.
Oh, absolutely Shazam. Like, it's not even... To me, it's not even... I don't even have to think about it.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm like, this isn't even a question for me, but I didn't see Aquaman, technically. What do you guys
I don't even need to see Aquaman to tell you that Shazam was better.
It was like McDonald's, it was just like, hey, it's there, it was schlock. It was entertaining, and it was just schlock. Yeah, I'm hungry, and it wasn't like,
I could see Shazam again.
I could watch it again
in theaters.
I could, if I had to see it in theaters. If I had a friend that was like, "Hey, I'm in town and I really want to go see Shazam. I haven't seen it yet. I would go see it."
Yeah. I would see it for like in theaters again if it was like the $5 day and it was cheaper.
Yeah,
like seen it twice. Like there were some other movies that I would want to see twice for sure. But like Shazam was like, if it's $5, okay.
Yeah, it's a rental.
Where are you, Mike?
That's where I'm at. Yeah. But I mean, if you're asking the question they asked, I didn't see Aquaman, so I can't answer that.
Never mind.
I never saw Aquaman. I've seen all the other ones.
Yeah,
this is probably up there, but I haven't really thought any of the DCU stuff terribly strong.
Well, here's the question on the Marvel spectrum. I'm like, it's mid to high Marvel spectrum for me on this.
This was probably
it's not top
this.
Of the line
this
Marvel.
felt to me as good as the first Ant-Man.
I didn't see
that. There you go.
That's like
that's
to me. That's like the.
I put
this
movie on the level of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Me too. I put on the level.
I thought Homecoming was better than this.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming's a great third act.
I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Man: Homecoming just because I didn't like. I'm not a big fan of Spider-Man in general.
I liked Homecoming though, but I actually do like Homecoming as well. It's nowhere near as good.
I mean, Spider-Verse is the best.
Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie.
I did see Ant-Man, and I thought Ant-Man was just way too hokey and cheesy. Like I just.
But you liked the second one. You said you liked the second one.
It was okay.
I think Shazam was better than the
bit.
second.
Yeah.
I only saw Ant-Man and Wasp. I didn't actually see
Ant-Man and Wasp was like okay.
It's okay. I think
That's
Shazam
like
was
middle
better
to
than
low of
that.
the
Yeah,
pack on the
Shazam
Marvel
was better
spectrum.
than
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and Wasp and Captain Marvel have that whole coattail writing of Avengers: Infinity War,
Right,
where
right,
everyone
right.
just wants to know anything about
About
it. So
the
that's why
universe.
I thought-
Especially
Right,
Ant-Man and
especially
Wasp
scientific
too,
characters.
because I think a lot more people went because like, oh, we're gonna see what.
Because
happened.
anything after that,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
want to know more.
Yeah,
Especially
it was-
after- yeah, the
you
first-
needed
Like,
to see.
I honestly,
yeah,
I
that
really
movie was
enjoyed
like
the
a-
first Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, like I said, this is like a mid to high tier Marvel film. It's about Spider-Man: Homecoming level for me. It's about there.
Yeah.
I think
But-
the best compliment I can give this film is it felt like it could fit in with like all the Marvel films, like how well they're received right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
and
yeah,
how they make comedy work. This
Yeah.
did that.
It was
Yeah.
genuinely
So
like
this
there was some
worked.
really
Yeah.
good, funny ass moments in the film.
Different direction for DC films, and that they think they desperately needed to do
Yeah.
and get right.
And the unfortunate thing is that they're just going to copy what this movie did terribly.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of
kind
build, yeah, they need to
that's-
build upon
that's
this and
kind
not.
of- that is a
They need to
fear.
get better than this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Build
they'll
on
think that this is great. We make everything just like this. Like,
Next Superman is going to be like, hey, like,
hey,
let's go flying, kids! Like, it's going to be fucking Krusty the Clown
Like,
Superman.
I was like, what?
Can
be
you
very
reboot
weird.
Superman again? They did Superman Returns, then they do.
Hey, Steven! I got laser eyes!
I'm like, goddamn.
Hey!
Whenever they bring
fucking
Superman
character.
back, he's just there.
Like,
no,
right,
more-
like, how many
no backstory.
fucking
Superman
goddamn
back.
reboots
Yeah.
are they gonna do
if you want to
Superman?
reboot Superman, just look at the animated series. Look at like the first 5 minutes.
Right!
Just fucking make that.
Jesus,
Deviate
man.
not 1 second off of it. Just do that.
Superman can be written well. He can. It's
Yeah,
just
just please follow the
That's
animated
What
series.
they're
Stop.
going to do is they're going to have the next Batman movie comes out, and it's going to be a beginning slow-mo death scene of Batman's parents.
No.
Oh my god.
And then it's going to cut
dude.
to Bruce Wayne as a stand-up comic.
Yep.
And that's how my parents died.
Yep.
And
You know
everyone
what?
laughs.
I have
And then he becomes a Joker.
no shit. I have the utmost faith in the new Batman movie they're making because it's Matt Reeves who did the last 2 Apes films, and those were fucking great.
Yes, they were. They actually
They
were.
great.
I
So
agree.
I'm like,
That's right.
Dawn and War. I'm like, this guy's gonna direct the hell out of a Batman movie.
He'll direct the
Oh.
dick out of the Batman movie.
Who's gonna be Batman?
He's not cast yet.
Okay.
Well, but this is good because it sounds like he's getting to do whatever he wants. Like
Oh, yeah,
clean
freedom.
slate.
Well, that,
Like,
was,
clean
that
slate.
apparently
Yeah.
was the condition.
Yeah.
Was like, I am not tying. I do not want this tied to, or have to be tied to anything. Like, all right, fine. You get your own Batman film.
They even got no Ben Affleck.
It just don't give me a goddamn origin.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
I've
you know what's
seen that
funny?
so many times.
Ben Affleck wasn't bad. It was just the
He was
script that he
awesome.
got.
No shit. Yeah.
It was almost like they should do what Batman 89 fucking did.
Yeah.
Where they don't explain
Yes.
why he's Batman. He's just Batman.
At least there you go. Bang, boom. It looked like
And he's
literally
traumatized by his
yeah.
past, but it doesn't like...
It literally looked like he killed the guys who fucking killed his parents because they just that's how that.
A couple of
within 89
fast black,
fast
flash,
fast
flash,
I like
fast.
I like fast
Flashbacks.
flashbacks,
Flash.
a couple of flashbacks, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
You don't
nightmare.
need you
A
don't,
fucking nightmare.
okay, a nightmare.
There it is.
A nightmare
Oh.
sequence where Batman
think-
kills everybody.
Yes.
I think they want to avoid nightmare sequences with Batman after
Yeah.
BBS, where they
Yeah.
had like some $30 million like.
Yeah,
Or
that
$100 million like flashback sequence.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous like $70 million.
Yeah.
Some insane amount
and
of
it
money.
had
they
nothing
spent
to do with like the
because
rest
it was
of the
supposed
movie.
to connect.
Yeah.
It was supposed to, but it
Yeah.
never did.
Yeah, and it never did. It's like,
That was super forced.
But dude, it was off on a tangent, but fucking the way Batman talked to Ben Affleck was fucking cool.
yeah.
With the voice
I
modulator,
actually,
and it was scary. Then fucking.
I'm all
Christopher
about
Nolan's.
them.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
I
all
could not
about
take
them
those Batman
going
movies
back in
serious.
time and dubbing over his lines with a voice
A vocoder or
electronic
something.
modulator,
Yeah, yeah.
and just
Yes.
like, oh, he always had that. These are the special editions. That's how it was supposed
Yes.
to be. I would actually be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman sounds like an idiot.
His voice was so.
And-
goofy.
I get-
That wasn't that distracting for me.
It wasn't that bad
Yeah,
for
it
me,
wasn't that
but I
bad.
get what they're trying to do. Yeah.
talking like this because he couldn't speak to
Well, you know who was more distracting? Fucking Bane. Like his voice was
Yeah.
like what the
I just didn't know what he was saying.
yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it was... Simmons
What?
doing Bane in the Doom voice I made for him
Yeah.
was more like legible,
Legible than what the fuck was
than
going on in
what
the
Bane
movie.
was actually.
Yeah.
I can actually understand what Simmons was saying. Bane was just...
Like what? At least I'll take
It's just
fucking.
like he's like...
I'll take Batman's weird fucking voice over that shit in a heartbeat.
Did you know that guy Bane did that to was what you thought was the main baddie in Captain Marvel? He was the main Skrull.
Oh, he was also the main bad guy in Star Wars.
Yeah.
In Star Wars.
I forgot.
Jedi Empire.
I forgot he was the weird guy who put his hand.
Star Wars Rogue One.
Like the only slightly decent Star Wars.
Yeah, I could definitely.
That's fine.
Dude, it's crazy that Rogue One is still like absolutely, in my opinion, the best Star Wars movie of all the ones they've released.
You know what?
I would have been okay with 7, but they kind of made 7 retroactively worse. So now I'm like, well, we have.
Solo movie was pretty.
I do need to see Han Solo. Everyone
it was better than I thought it'd be, but it's still not like very
great.
It's not amazing or anything like that, but it was,
they completely waste.
At least Rogue One gives me like at least like it goes for hella Star Wars pandering like hard, but at least it's not like toxic. Like it's not like bad. Like at least it was like moments where I was like, this is pretty fucking cool. Like, there's like the characters are not great and everything, but at least I had like. Anyway, we're talking about Rogue One.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you at Endgame. Good night.